Let me tell you something. Whether we want to face it or not, everybody that is experiencing the awakening is doing so because of Betelgeuse. Betelgeuse is exercising our demons, just like what was shown to me. And this is not to harm us per se, but to unveil the aspects of us that we took on that really are not in alignment with our highest soul's calling. And so it would be to our detriment for the universe to still be allowing us to lie to ourselves. You can't ever transmute anything in your life until you have awareness of the unconscious mind and the way that it projects out into your reality. See, most of us right now know for sure something is happening. We might not be able to quite explain or put our finger on it, but we feel something shifting inside of us, and it can throw you off. You start feeling like you're not the same person. Like, what is happening to me? And so your soul is crying out for you to release the limitations and the beliefs that you developed as a child to protect yourself. You don't need that armor anymore. And this armor is called the ego. Our ego is not an enemy. Our ego is supposed to be our ally. Our ego is the reason that we get up and show up for the day and for work. A lot of times that be the one thing that help us to get up and get going. So, that's why I don't believe in the ego death. Now, knocking your ego out from time to time. Yeah, I definitely think that's helpful. And I believe that we should expose ourselves more often to situations to get judged, possibly, and detach from the perception of getting judged so strongly where it causes us not to do anything. Because I don't want to risk shaking the wasp nest. I don't want to risk being abandoned again. I just cannot handle being rejected again. So I'm just gonna, and when you do that, you are tormenting your own self, but telling yourself that everything that's happening to you is happening to you because you are a victim of this world. And you take on a victim consciousness, and I deal with it every day. I have to catch it and be like, that's a victim consciousness. No, I'm not going to be a victim to that. No, I'm not going to be a victim to that. It's a choice. We are becoming aware that we do have a choice. A lot of us didn't know that you have a choice in how you react and respond to life. And, your sandwich right here. Okay. And, so a lot of us, the reason why we aren't doing some of the things our heart really want to do is because we hadn't dealt with that aspect yet. If your inner child does not feel safe coexisting with you because you have beliefs that are completely opposite of who you are on an authentic level, if you are not doing the soul work, the shadow work to access these parts of your subconscious mind, then you're basically like spreading frosting. It's upstairs, spreading frosting on top of shit and trying to call it birthday cake. It's just not. It's shit with frosting on it. And like at one point, it's like the little mud pies. At one point, now you're making real pies. So it's just like, okay, let me bake a real cake. Let me really get the ingredients necessary to deal with the demons that I am experiencing in my reality, face this so that I can learn how to love these parts of myself and not reject and hate these parts of me and repress them. Because whatever I repress, when it finally does come out, it's going to come out like pressure that's just been stored inside of a valve. And then you're going to have way less control over where it sprays. So you'll start having issues in your life. Like, we are the black magicians in our own lives. And there should be no judgment for that, because it's not necessary and it's not going to benefit us. So you have a choice. So why do it? So for a lot of us, not having the experience we want to be experiencing every day, I can guarantee you it's a part of you that don't feel worthy of whatever that is. It's a part of you that's afraid of it. And just being able to admit to that and say, yeah, I don't feel like I know how to be a woman, without all of the coping mechanisms and all of the spiritual bypassing and all of the love and light and being a people pleaser and not being able to say no. Like, all of those things, it supports the woundedness, and it does not allow you to really ground yourself in your I amness. And so in the course that we have in the New You Mystery School, I'm teaching many different alchemical ways to access these repressed parts of the brain during your waking hours and sleep. So I'm covering it all that I possibly can from top to bottom, so that people will at least have some relief in knowing you're not the only one going through it. You're not schizophrenic and crazy. This is what's happening on the planet. The veil is down. Our demons are being exercised because they were sick of being enslaved just like we was, and so they just showing up. And so some of y'all, don't try to get rid of the demons. See, is there any kind of way that I can integrate with this aspect of myself and appreciate this part of me? For some of y'all that get real angry real quick, and you can say some shit really cut a motherfucker deep for you. Like, don't get rid of that. You might need that weapon one day. You might need that sword. Even the Bible called your tongue a sword. So, like, we can't forget this. So that's why when I show you dark goddesses like Kali Ma, she rules over this part of the subconscious. And so her energy provides protection and nourishment. And not just her, so many others. But I'm integrating all of that because once you have a divine mother to support your spiritual journey, and you realize that she is simply a projection of something that's inside of you that you were disconnected from. So if she represents, in case of Sekhmet, justice, and you don't feel like you have given yourself justice in your life, and you feel like you sacrifice yourself for other people, well, Sekhmet is a representation of the other aspect of you that knows how to make sure their relationships are equal energy exchanges in motion happening, and you know your worth, and you don't even allow yourself to be in situations where people are not going to value you and what you have to say. And you just start learning as you go to handle yourself in a different way. So, let's not forget the power of our words and start using them. But I got to tell you, this course is not for everybody. If you really don't want the smoke and you prefer the smoke screen, do not come to New You Mystery School, because ain't none of that happening over there. It's deep. It's deep. And I know some of y'all, you be just watching me, you don't be commenting and liking what I be saying, but you be feeling and resonating with what I be saying. I see you. I don't call myself the Oracle for no reason. I really do see people's soul projection. And I know when I'm speaking to the collective. So, let's just practice being less judgmental, more compassionate, and whatever is showing up in your life that have got you feeling away, just know that things are going to work out for you. But you have to learn these lessons so that when you arrive to the other side, that you will be able to fully appreciate everything that you experienced. And that allows us to ascend to a higher level in the afterlife as well. So this work is not just about this life. It's about this life, past lives, and the afterlife. And being able to go into all of that craziness and untie those knots and actually learn strategies to deal with each thing. So, so we just had our third class. We're not that far away. So if you want to sign up, it's open. You can do that. We always make sure that the replays are available if you want to catch up. But this new magic that's coming through to this planet, I'm really grateful to be a part of this. I don't even feel like it'd be me half the time. I feel like I'm just a vessel, and I'm just opening my heart, like willingly just being open to be judged, to be disliked, and all of that. Because for me, I've liberated myself from other people's perceptions with my own affirmations that support the person I'm becoming. So it don't bother me at all. As a matter of fact, I'm thankful. Everybody has a right and to be entitled to how they feel and their perception. And a spiritual person is the person who can respect that and not try to change people, So yeah, this is a beautiful time. And I know it's uncomfortable, but I'm telling y'all, if you want the smoke, you don't want the smoke screen, and you're ready to Palo Santo sage your inner life, the compartments of your psyche that you have not been able to access due to fear and not having the proper tools to use to get into that part of your psyche. Like, go and check out our Patreon. The New You Mystery School tier is the one where we are taking you through this journey of your personal abyss, your shadow self, so that as a collective, we can vibrate in a way that's going to be more beneficial for what we're creating in our individual reality, which also impacts the generations extending from us and before us. Sheila McGee, WAP War, that's coming up. I haven't figured out what date yet, but just stay tuned. Go to REMNANTSGATHERING.com and make sure that you are a member so that you're receiving the updates so that you don't miss that, because that's going to be so epic. I cannot wait to get this out. It's so healing and soothing to finally hear things that resonate as true. And it doesn't sound like something that people just been repeating. It's a new thought, a new perception, a new level of consciousness. And I'm extremely grateful to be a part of this journey. Man, your third eye just been kissed. Peace.